Information with you. My story, really quick. I'm nothing special, by the way. I'm just a byproduct of plugging into a great system and a great team. But my background's in financial planning, and I actually got started with this business about 11, 12 years ago. Shout out to Brett Portelli. He's on the call right now. He introduced me to this business. And for myself, I felt like I was in a spot where I did everything the right way. Went to school, got good grades. I went to St. Joe's up in Philadelphia in a finance degree there. And I got a job at JP Morgan. It sounds great on paper, but in reality, guys, I was $60,000 in student loan debt. And I was working in a spot where I saw a lot of people that I say were comfortably miserable, right? Like they were just praying for the weekend. The highlight of their week was being able to wear jeans to the office on Friday. And the worst thing on top of all that, guys, was, I was micromanaged. I was told when to show up, when I could eat, how to answer the phone, how many days a year I could get sick. And I saw people that had worked there for 15, 20, 30 years, put in 60, 70-hour weeks, and just like that, get let go because the company was downsizing. So I was like, all right, I know for a fact I definitely need to do something different. But as I mentioned, I was in a ton of debt and I didn't have time. So I was like, where could I really go? And I was looking for different ways to make money. And like I said, I saw this business and it definitely changed my mind and really my life because a few years later, I was able to get out of debt. And with the products as well, which you guys are going to hear about, was able to lose about 15 pounds on that and keep it off. I definitely have better energy and health in my 30s than I did in my 20s. So that's a little bit about me. If you guys want to stay connected, it's Mark Bernacki on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. But that's enough about me. Tonight's really about everybody here and really an opportunity of a lifetime with Market America. And the thing I love about this, guys, is that opportunities like this typically aren't open for the public the way that this is. And we're so grateful for our founders of our business that really give everyday average people to take control of their lives with a proven business system to create ongoing income, right? And secure your financial future. And the reason why this is so important, right, is because all of us can unite around this common theme of the 45-year plan. Right? It doesn't matter if you're a blue collar worker, if you're a white collar worker, traditional business owner. I always joke I was a no collar worker. I was coming right out of college, right? But what I saw was this was, my parents had done this whole thing where it's, hey, you go to school, you get good grades, you find a safe, secure job, whatever that means nowadays. Those don't exist because robots are taking over jobs left and right. Not even joking, right? It used to be a funny thing to say, but now it's actually reality. And when it's all said and done, guys, 17% of people don't even make it to the age of retirement, right? A quarter of people at 65 and up are still working, and a little over half of people are flat broke. So, meaning they're reliant on Social Security and other government programs and family members as their main source of income in retirement. And the thing I'll say is this, guys, there's a 5% that are financially secure. I always like to say financially free. And it's really because majority of people spend 45 years of their life making it the top 5% successful. All right. And when it really boils down to it, it's leverage because we're all taught to get a job and exchange our time for money. But what happens when you stop exchanging your time? Well, the money runs out. And that's a failing formula, guys. Right? Retirement is not an age. There's no magical retirement fairy that says, okay, you're 60 years old now, you can live happily ever after. It's a financial position, right? There's people on this call that are retired in their 20s, 30s, right? And there's people I know out there that are in their 80s that still aren't financially free. So it's all about working in the right vehicle, right? And that's something I would write in the chat is make sure you have the right vehicle. Drop the word vehicle in the chat because I found myself as the right type of person working in the wrong vehicle. And what our vehicle is we call it a 2 to 3 year plan. So if some people say, well, is this get rich quick? I don't know. It's get rich faster than 45-year plan, but it's not get rich overnight, right? But you have to think to yourself, what is it that you want out of this business? There's over 230 people plus on this call. There'll be 300 by the time we're done here. And it's like, what would you want with another source of income, right? Maybe you're trying to save money. Maybe you're in a spot where you want to pay off debt like I was. Maybe you're looking to save for a house, make investments, right? Save for education, retirement, right? Right in the chat, guys, what some things come to mind when you see this here, right? So we got a vehicle, right? Vehicle, or that was from before when I said vehicle, but some people might be wanting to save for a vehicle, right? Being debt free, all these things, peace of mind, travel, dream home, right? And you have to look at it as like it's very hard to achieve those things when you're just working a job because even if you're lucky, you get even a 5 or a 10% raise with inflation and things going up, it's very hard to get ahead like that. So, what is our business? Our business is really the focal point of these three things. So, it's really a hybrid model, right? So, I love that idea and that concept because we take three powerful business models and we're at the forefront of all of these, right? So, number one is franchising, like a McDonald's. Now, I'm pretty sure all of us on this call can make a better meal or cheeseburger than McDonald's can. But what they have better than anyone else is a system, something that's pre-built, that's turnkey, that allows you to scale to multi-locations, right? And it's a way where anybody, no matter your background, can have a higher likelihood of success. The other thing is we're a product brokerage, similar to like a Walmart or a Costco, where we don't manufacture any of the products. So any of the things you're going to see here that are on our website. We have over 200 plus top selling items. Those we do not make. We're simply a middleman, which allows us to move in and out of trends in the marketplace. So if something better, right, comes out in a year from now, 5 years from now, like keeping it real, guys, when I started this 14 or 12 years ago, there was no such thing as GLP-1s, right? There was just do more cardio. But now, right, science evolves and things like that. And there's ways where we can help people with these products and breakthroughs. Right. The other thing is internet marketing, where you can have a global reach similar to an Amazon, where you can run a business from a phone or a laptop and be able to drop ship products all over the world. Right. So what are some things that we have? These are some screenshots, guys, of shop.com. You can go on there right now, and more importantly, ask the person that invited you on this call for their website link so you can view as a customer. So this is shop.com. And the unique thing about shop.com, guys, is that our company has paid out, as you can see here, over $6 billion, right? $1 billion with a B to everyday average people in the form of cashback incentives for our customers and commissions to our affiliates and on franchise owners, right? So it's an incredible concept here where the bigger our company grows, the more everybody can eat as well, right? And you can see here some of the top products and industries. We just launched a peptide powered eye cream, which super excited to get that in. We're internationally based as well. I know a lot of us on this call are US and Canada. However, we're open in these 9 countries and we ship to over 180 markets around the world. You can see our site accreditations and awards at the bottom here. And we kind of operate from two aspects, right? One side of the coin here is that we have over thousands of partner stores where we offer our customers cash back to shop. So I'm sure you guys recognize some of these, right? Drop a one in the chat if you've purchased anything in any of these stores ever, right? We got Fanatics, Macy's, Under Armour, Nike, J.C. Penney, of course, right? And how this works is, let's say you were to go to Macy's, we just redirect you to that store directly. You can click on an extension that we provide for free as well to activate your cash back. And now you get an extra 2 or 5 or 10%, whatever the company's offering, in real cash for doing something that you're doing anyway. Right? A lot of times people say, well, Mark, I use a credit card or I have a Macy's card or whatever. You can still use that. This is an extra bonus, just additional cash on top. Right? So, one other thing that's really cool about this, guys, is that our company sets ourselves as business owners and all of our customers up with this free VIF digital wallet. So think of it this way, as you're buying products, right, for yourself, friends and family, cash is going to fill up in these in your VIF wallet. You can either use it for something else on the website or you can get it sent as a direct deposit. It's real money. Right. And that's just one aspect of the business. The other part, which I want to spend a little more time on, is our exclusive products. So as I mentioned, our company has world-class manufacturers that they partnered with to bring in some of the top products in high demand trending industries, right? So things, I would say this to keep it simple, guys, health and nutrition and then skincare and beauty, right? Those are our top two. Why? I have yet to meet a person that says that they want to wake up with less energy, with a headache, right? And feel stressed out and look worse, right? Everybody wants to feel their best, age gracefully, right? Anti-age, right? Biohack, and look their best always. So some of the things that we have are whether it's vitamins, minerals, anti-aging, digestive health, stress, uh, protein and muscle building products, cardiovascular, detox, CBD, collagen, probiotics, antioxidants. We have all the types of skincare, peptide skincare, acne skincare, right? Cleansing, daily moisturizers, pet health, cleaning products, right? All eco-friendly, and then weight management as well. So I'm just going to touch on a few of our top three lines here that we have access to. And number one is isotonics. I know for a fact there's a lot of people on this call that sell a lot of isotonics, that love a lot of isotonics. What this is, guys, essentially is if you know anybody that takes a multivitamin, a magnesium, a calcium, or anything like that, typically it comes in a pill or a tablet or a capsule. And when you normally absorb those things, your stomach acid breaks it apart, right? So you're only getting a quarter of the nutrients, sometimes way less than that. That's why some people say vitamins don't work. No, they do. It's just a matter of getting them into your system. That's why you see now a lot of people injecting themselves with stuff because that's the best way to get things into your bloodstream and into your body. However, this is a second best to that, and I think it's way more convenient. It's a pressurized powder, right, which becomes an isotonic solution. Basically means it mimics your blood, sweat, and tears, and that way when you drink it, you can absorb up to 90 to 95% of the nutrients. So I don't know about you guys. I would rather just take a drink of something, maybe get 90% rather than, shooting myself up to get 100, but to each their own. But I would highly recommend if you're a guest on this call, checking out and trying our daily essentials. It's a 4-in-1 antioxidant multi B complex and calcium packet. You mix with 8 ounces of water and you're good to go. Right? Here's a simple example, really simple cap of the product, water, and drink. There you go. And compared to a tablet, which is going to take 40 minutes to dissolve, you're getting this in less than 5 minutes, ready to go. Another one, guys, is Go Trim. Now, this product line has helped me out a lot. I always like to joke. Before I started this business, I tell people I lost 100 pounds, right? It was the same 10 pounds, 10 times that I would lose and gain and lose and gain and lose and gain. I could never keep it off. But with these products now, I've been able to be at single digit body fat for the last few years. I'm going to share with you guys a few that have really helped me Go Trim Thin, as you can see here, is incredible. This really helps mimic and kind of act as a GLP-1 support. So if you're somebody that can always eat, like me, I have a big appetite, this will really help allow you to keep yourself in check and not overeat. We also have Go Trim Slim, which is great as well. This is really designed to help preserve muscle mass while keeping your body in a fat burning state. I know a lot of people have had incredible results with these alone. And then plus there's more like a 30-day jumpstart kit and so on. So the one thing I would recommend though, because we do have so many products and this is going to be a short call, I would highly recommend getting in touch with the person that invited you on this and ask them for the 60-second health survey. This is a really quick 3-step survey. It's going to ask you what your top goals are, what your top challenges are, and it's going to use AI to scan our entire database of products and give you the top 2 to 3 products recommended based on your goals. Plus, you also get a discount code for that as well. The cool thing about everything I just went through, guys, it's totally free to get a customer and cashback account. Now, I'm going to share with you guys really quick how this works, but there's essentially 3 ways that we earn. Now, drop a 3 in the chat because to me that was exciting because most of the time I worked a job, there was one way to earn. That would show up, right? But drop a 3 in the chat if you're excited about 3 ways to earn. So, number one is you're going to get cash back on personal and customer purchases. We talked about this before. I'm going to give you guys a visual. Number two is we're going to get retail profit through the exclusive products. I'll share an example of that. And then number three was my favorite, why I decided to do this, was unlimited weekly commissions on team sales. Okay, so there's a few ways on how this works. And here's just a diagram. Let's just say, for example, you had your own shop.com business account. So shop.com slash your name, right? You put yourself there, whether it's Kathy or Allison or Evan, right? And it comes pre-built with everything that we just went through. So all of that is set up turnkey for us from day one. All we have to do, guys, is connect people to the website. That's it. So let's just say you have a friend of yours, they want to buy something from Nike. It's $100. Typically, what? They go to the store, they get the product, and that's it. Or maybe they get it online and that's it. Here, because they went through shop.com, they now are going to get cash back for that purchase. So money back for the same thing they were doing anyway. We call that a no-brainer, right? If you have, listen, I know people are at different levels of success on this call, but I'll tell you what, if you walked outside your door, there was $7 on the floor. I'm pretty sure everybody's picking that up, right? Now, the cool thing is too, as a business owner, we also get cash back for that purchase, right? Because we referred that customer to the platform, we also get paid. Now, you might be looking at this and you're thinking, well, Mark, how is this possible that the customers make money, we make money, and it's all through advertising dollars, right? I want you guys to think about this for a second. It was just the World Cup. Think about how many hundreds of millions of dollars, if not more than that, were spent on advertising, right? But you have to ask, does that guarantee some of these companies a sale? Not necessarily. I'm sure it helps, but there's no guarantee of a sale. For us, these stores and products, they're on shop.com for free and they pay after a sale goes through. So when that happens, they take that $15, right? A portion of that gets split to your customer so they remain loyal. They want to keep shopping. They get a good experience. Shop.com obviously keeps a portion to stay in business. And then you, as that store owner, you get a piece of the pie as well. So going from left to right, Nike saves on ads, customers make money, shop.com makes money, and then so do you. Now, also with the exclusive products, we can now offer, let's just say on the isotonic supplement, maybe additional savings, right? Higher deals, more cash back. And on the back end, the exciting thing is you get paid in these points, which are known as business volume or BV. Now, that is linked with all of our products. So I want you guys to imagine this for a second. Every time somebody shops through any products, points fill up, and at certain intervals, you're going to get paid a commission. We also get a 30% retail profit, right? So on this $100 order, you're going to get $30 right away. Here's the exciting thing. It's all e-commerce set up. So you could be in Dallas, Texas, and you have a customer in Los Angeles, California. The company will fulfill the order, ship the product, and then you just get an email notification that the order's been placed, that it went through, and that you also got that transaction. So just imagine for a second, you're having 10, 20, 30 customers at $30 each. Guys, there's the opportunity right there for a few hundred, if not thousands a month, just from a retail customer base, right? And I know there's people on this call that have generated, five figures monthly, if not more, just from that alone. Now, this is your standard e-commerce model. And the problem though for me when I saw this, it was like, okay, I'm busy, I'm working full time, number one. Number two, I don't know a lot of people, right? What happens if you're not an influencer, if you're not a crazy marketer or anything like that? Like, how can you really scale this? And when I saw this last concept where they tied in the idea of franchising, it blew my mind because think about it this way, guys. If you take McDonald's, Planet Fitness, Chipotle, right? Any mega successful corporation, you have to ask yourself, do they have one big location, right? Do they have a mega McDonald's in the middle of the country? Or do they have a bunch of locations spread out throughout the United States and well now world, right? They have a ton of locations. So it's the same kind of concept here. Instead of you having to be the influencer, the mass marketer, trying to get hundreds and thousands of customers yourself, you can partner with other people to help you get the word out, right? So let's just say you expanded your business with Sean and Caitlin, and they go out, they share with their friends, their network, and Sean does 5,000 points worth of, let's say, the weight loss products. Caitlin does 6,000 points of the antioxidants. Now, typically in a franchise, there's what's known as a franchise fee, where you get a percentage of these people's sales, right? Normally it's about 10 or 15, maybe 20%. The exciting thing about our company, and shout out to J.R. Ridinger who created this concept, it's 100% shared. So I want to give you guys an example. Sean gets all 5,000 points. However, 5,000 points is going to go and credit you as well. 6,000 points is going to credit Caitlin. However, 6,000 points is going to go and credit you as well. When you accumulate 5,000 and 5,000 of these BV points, the company is going to pay you $1,500. Now, you could do that in a month, you could do that in a quarter, you could do that in a year. The shortest amount of time, though, is per week, right? So an extra $1,500 a week coming in outside of what you're already doing, definitely a game changer, right? Here's the crazy thing about this, guys. People lead to people, the business expands, it grows, it branches out to more people, and you may have, if not dozens, hundreds, or thousands of affiliates or partners in your organization that are out promoting shop.com and the products. You get 100% to infinity on anything that's produced forever, right? So imagine that 100% means everything, infinity means forever. So all sales throughout the entire team go up. Now, you might be looking at this though and saying, Mark, that sounds great, but that's a little too good to be true. All right, there's 300 people on this call. How is it possible that one multivitamin is going to pay 300 people? Well, here's the way that it works, right? The retail goes to whoever sells the product, but the points they actually cap you out. So the most you can make right now per business is $2,100 a week, right? Or an extra 109,000 plus a year coming in ongoing. So meaning you build this once and you generate that income for forever, right? Which is what I'm talking about here as well. All right. Now, here's the exciting thing, guys, is, as time goes on, let's say you're generating 20,000 points in volume in a traditional business, you would get paid on all of that because you did more work, but it was a team effort here. So that 5,000 pays you and that extra volume is used to help pay everybody else along the way, right? So there's a very unique opportunity that the company set up for us here, right? Coming in for a close is that typically to get your business started. I know there's people on this call that, had invested over 1,000 plus to do so. Because of the 250th year anniversary of the United States, they want to give 250 years of opportunity and freedom for people where they can create their own financial independence. So they have a promotion right now over the next few weeks where you can get started in this company. You get your access to all of your e-commerce apps, everything set up from a digital standpoint, as well as close to 60 samples that get physically shipped to you, as well as like a welcome package. You could see some of this here for only $250, right? So it's definitely an incredible opportunity, where anybody can really come in and get started. And the last thing I'll say is this, guys, I'm going to stop the screen share. Today was just a general overview with everything really short call. The most important thing to do is get back in touch with the person that invited you on this. And typically people fall into one of three categories. And I would say communication is key because the last thing we want to do is talk to you like a one if you're a three or a three if you're a one, right? So I'm going to say these right now. And then if you can, text whoever invited you on this call and let them know where you stand, right? So number one is you like the website and you want to get started with some of the exclusive products, right? Number two is the idea makes sense, but you have some questions and you want to book a follow-up to get them answered, right? And see how this can work for you specifically. Or number three, you see the big picture, you're tired of working the 45-year plan and you want to see how you can get your own shop.com business set up and running, right? The one thing I will say, guys, is, with this business, timing and positioning is so important because of how we build as a team, as a vertical structure. You can go ahead, lock in your position, and as other people and customers and partners get started, you can then get credit from other people's transactions as well. All right. So that's one of the things I would highly recommend if you have any interest as well. There's three